Hi everyone. If the Ice Had Held comes out today, it's my new novel from Santa Fe Writers Project. You can order it from your local bookstore. You can request it on IndieBound. You can get it direct from the publisher. And you can always request it directly from your local library. I hope that some of you will be able to come out and see me as I go on book tour, but just in case you can't, I'd like to do a short reading of the first two chapters. Chapter 1, Kathleen, 1974, Winter. Kathleen wondered why, if half the human body was really made of water, how water could be so dangerous. Her brother Sammy had split the ice of the river trying to cross, and he floated to the shore, found by a towny cop before he was even missed. She didn't understand, if he wasn't sunk, why the river couldn't lift him, glide him to the banks until his toes touched gravel and he put his legs down and walked back into the night, glistening with cold, yes, lips blue, yes, skin brittle to the touch, clothes sopping and the hem of his jeans just starting to freeze, but still with breath, heat from his lungs condensing the air around him. Instead, the officer heaved him from the water in the dark of the winter evening, Sammy's teenaged body sharp with ice. Chapter 2, Spring, 2007. The software company where Melanie worked was in the majority of how startups ran, less glamorous than the swanky .coms of Silicon Valley with their organic catering menus, on-site yoga, and complimentary massage coupons, and more high-acid paper files sweltering under the heat of 100 laptops, payroll cobbled out of a questionable rev rec process, and strings of code written under the damp pressure of a hangover. Their space was not sky-high and bathed in clean, filtered light, but rather it occupied the ground floor wing of a crumbling office park where the air conditioning was troubling and unreliable. All through her 20s, Melanie had bounced back and forth between jobs, and then finally, on the eve of her third decade, she landed this one. Through the issue of a company phone and a 5-page document explaining how the 401k vested, she transformed into her idea of an adult, and she had stayed tethered to the company since then. The job gave her enough money to secure and pay a mortgage on a small condo, and it gave her enough money to help out her mother, Kathleen, once in a while. It gave her enough order to dampen the feeling of spinning she'd always had. Since she worked in tech, the model was acquisition. The model meant the founders and a few of the employees would cash out, and the rest of them would stay in the office typing towards a different destiny. Same keyboards, same products, just new letterhead that sat in the same place as the old letterhead in a crumpled box under the printer. Still, when it actually happened, she had no idea that the company had really been for sale until she was asked to proofread the press release. Like an iffy check, it was post-dated by several weeks and gave her a queasy feeling. Are there going to be layoffs? She had asked her boss. She was in a small department where she did market analysis. She was hired without any training back when the company was not profitable. They'd taken a chance on her. She felt some loyalty. Still, she knew how acquisitions went. A team from corporate would make people redundant, and then the rest of the employees would plow through, taking on more and more and more work and living in terror of their cable bill. Her boss told her not to talk about it. Her boss told her not to make any stock purchases. You could be considered an insider, her boss had said, and raised her eyebrow to a dangerous slope. Melanie did not think their little company being absorbed into a conglomerate would make even a blip in the markets, but she swore to secrecy anyways. Later, when she was not fired and she told her new coworkers at headquarters in Chicago that she had had to look up their name, they were shocked. "We're on the Fortune 500, they had said. "Right," she had said. "There are 500 of those?" And she wondered if people who had gone to business school memorized this list, like the state capitals or the names of the saints. Thanks for listening. Again, If the Ice Had Held, it's out today. You can get it directly from the publisher, Santa Fe Writers Project, your local independent bookstore, IndieBound, and wherever books are sold. Thank you.